You got me. It's Kim Komando today, and I'm here with you just the facts and tips you need to thrive in our digital world. Or, as I like to say, to live the best digital life ever. This was really funny to me. A gorilla is addicted to a smartphone? Yes. Amar is a resident at Chicago's Lincoln Park Zoo, and he's grown so fond of staring at a phone screen that he didn't notice when another gorilla was running after him. And it wasn't his own phone, of course. What happens is that people that are going to the zoo are showing this gorilla countless pictures and videos through the glass on their smartphones, and it's making him kind of crazy. So what do they have to do? Well, the zoo is saying that we have to limit his screen time. This 16-year-old gorilla would rather look at screens instead of being a gorilla and doing gorilla things. And so definitely we need to stop people from holding their smartphones up. We're going to stop him from doing things, even looking at a smartphone. And after all, definitely no online shopping for this gorilla because he's a primate. Get it? Amazon Primate. All right, that was really bad. I promise you they're going to get better as the hour goes on. And you see, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another hour of America's largest show about all things digital, your most trusted source. You can find us, The Kim Komando Show, on over 425 top stations from coast to coast. And we're streaming in your favorite radio app, and you can find us streaming as a podcast, as a webcast, 24/7, commercial-free, whenever you want, over at Komando.com. And if you are listening to us on a radio station, it's time to give thanks. That's right. Head over to your official radio show's Twitter or Facebook feed, and maybe even on their website, and you want to send them a quick little note to say, hey, thank you for carrying the Kim Komando Show. You know, we're not part of one of these big networks, these big companies. We are what we call self-syndicated. So it's important that you let your local radio station know that you're supporting them and you're listening to the Kim Komando Show, and tell them that. People like to hear thank you every once in a while. And speaking of, I'm saying thank you right now to our servicemen and women in the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, Coast Guard, and Space Force who are protecting our great nation and listening to us on the American Forces Network Radio. And of course, you have a few questions about something digital, and our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254. Once again is the way to join us. All right, 5 things that you need to know right now about consumer tech to keep you up to date. And this one is something that I did myself the other day, and it was so much fun. I'm like, I need to tell my listeners and my friends all about this. Okay, we're talking about Google Earth, where you can explore any part of the world, often in 3D. They have a whole bunch of new tools, but this tool I hadn't used, and this is what I'm going to tell you about. They have taken over 24 million satellite images covering 4 decades, and they put together this time-lapse feature in Google Earth. So think about your neighborhood. Was it even there that many years ago? I mean, what about all the cities and streets around it? And I mean, I took a look and I was really amazed about what my community looked like in 1984 versus what it looks like today. So here's what you do. You go to c.co/timelapse. Once again, that's g.co/timelapse. And then you type in the address in the search bar to find it. And it really is something. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can pause at a certain year and more. I will tell you that some of the images are pretty old. And so you might forget what pixelation was back in the 90s, but you're going to see it. But it's really kind of fun to do that, to use Google Earth that way. And then after watching the world go all around once, I sat back and I called it a day. Number 2, buy now, pay later. Well, it's called BNPL, buy now, pay later. It's when you go to check out and you see options like Afterpay, Affirm, Klarna, PayPal, and they say, hey, you can buy this now, or you can get it on 4 or 10 easy payments of just $19.99. And you're like, I think that $19.99 sounds like a good idea. Well, here's the deal. They tout interest-free payments, and where they make all their money is in these late fees. And you miss one payment, the fees start adding up quickly. Your interest rates average, ready, 20%. But here's the deal, and here's why I'm bringing it up. Equifax started recording these as loans, then TransUnion, Experian. So it's another reason to think twice before deciding put off what you should buy today and pay for it today. Now, it's easy to start racking up debt this way. So especially don't use buy now, pay later with any luxury or non-essential item. Number 3, if you use Zoom, this is something that you definitely want to try too. Years after becoming a household name, we're having a Zoom call. They're adding some new features, and they have gesture recognition rather reactions to the iPhone and the iPad. What this means is that if you raise your hand or if you give a thumbs up during a meeting, it's automatically going to display the corresponding meeting reaction on the screen. So it's good for virtual classrooms and meetings and good things like that. Well, now Zoom for both Windows and Mac is that you can also just raise your hand and give a thumbs up, and then that appears on the screen. If you want to try it out, you need to be running the latest version of Zoom, which is 5.10.3. I know you're not going to remember that, but just hit Zoom and update and get the latest version. And then what you want to do is enable gesture recognition in your meetings, and it's actually kind of something fun to do. Number 4, Logitech has a brand new mouse, and I took a look at it and I thought, would I really want to use that mouse? I wouldn't, but maybe you would, especially if you have trouble with your hands or with any type of carpal tunnel syndrome. It's called the Lift Vertical, and it's supposed to be more ergonomic than a typical mouse for improved wrist posture and less strain. And now there's one for $70. It's smaller, geared for people with smaller or medium-sized hands. So the Logitech Lift Vertical, if you can imagine this, it turns the hand to a 57-degree angle, and they say that that's a more natural position than just laying your hand down on the mouse. Of course, it's wireless like anything else. It has 6 buttons, and you just have a single AA battery, which they say you have to replace every couple of years, not a big deal. But you can get this vertical mouse either for your right or your left hand. Comes with, 3 different colors, yay. But it is something that if you are having trouble with the mouse, I just wanted to pass it along. I know you have those wrist pads and those gel pads and everything like that, but you might want to take a look at this new Logitech mouse. It's got some pretty decent reviews. It's called the Lift Vertical. Number 5 on our list of consumer tech and things you need to know that's going on. This is a really scary story. A gaming headset actually saved a gamer's life. What was going on with that? It's a really frightening story that comes out of Los Angeles. This 18-year-old guy just playing video games, he's lucky to be alive, and get this, his gaming headset is what saved his life. A few weeks ago, Jonathan Gonzalez was in his room playing on his PlayStation with friends online, like any other guy, and then he felt something hit him in the head. He felt startled, and he looked up to see a bullet hole out of his window, and then the curtains were ripped off the wall. So he took off his Razer gaming headset, and he saw the damage on the top of the headband, and he's like, wow, what was that? The bullet struck there, it ricocheted off, eventually landing on his bed. And they say he's alive because of that headset, but things could have been very different if the bullet's trajectory had been, say, not even an inch off. So the police came, of course. They didn't find the shooter. They actually didn't think that the gun was fired nearby. It may have been what the cops think was just a stray bullet. Good news, after hearing this story, Razer sent Jonathan a brand new headset. Wow. And Jonathan, if you're listening to us on KABC in Los Angeles, we'd love to hear from you, number 1, and hear your story directly. Number 2, time to move. Jonathan, it's time to move. All right, coming in this hour, of course, we always have brand new or not true. And this week is especially difficult. I took a lot of time on it. So if you haven't had your coffee or your Red Bull, whatever you do to keep you awake, your matcha tea, make sure you go get some now. And then we've got 7 ways also in this hour that tech can solve life's little annoyances, from missing emails to forgetting something at the store. We have an important tip that you need to do once a week on your PC or Mac. I'm telling you, this hour is just jam-packed. And then, of course, we have the range of AirTags that has been finally revealed. I did the research for you. Of course, we have all of your fantastic phone calls here on this coast-to-coast broadcast of the Kim Komando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. And if you're not getting all the tech know-how that you can get from us at Komando.com, make sure that you also subscribe to the Kim Komando Show newsletters, because this way we deliver content that you need to know every single day. And I really consider our tips, the email, the current, and also our breaking security and data breach alerts just essential reading, and you need to get them. And so we deliver it right to your inbox free of charge, and we're not going to spam you. We don't sell your list out to anybody. And so just head over to Komando.com/subscribe. That's Komando.com/subscribe. And when you're there, if you already get some of our newsletters, you can add to the newsletters, you can remove them. You can also set up some preferences, which is super duper important. So this way, we only deliver you the newsletters that you want to see. Head over to Komando.com/subscribe and do it now while you're thinking about it. And how about we start this hour with Ron in Naples, Florida. Hi there, Ron.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Fantastic. How can I help you? What's going on?
Well, I have a question. It's been bugging me for a long time, and I finally decided to call the expert.
Yay.
What I'm trying to figure out is, so often when I go to restaurants or other places like that, I can't get onto the internet, even if they say Wi-Fi available or they give you their password. And I'm trying to figure out if that's something that they really don't want you to do because you're tying up a table or something, or if there's a portable device that you can have in your pocket that you can connect directly to the internet. Or I just can't figure out why you shouldn't have that accessibility.
So does it happen at every restaurant?
Just about, even the ones where they say load up our icon and then you can have access, and you still don't get it.
Okay. What kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone 12 Pro Max.
All right, so you got a pretty recent phone. We're just gonna talk a little bit about it, and then what I suspect is that there's something going wrong with the phone. You shouldn't have to buy something extra to get on all of these Wi-Fi networks, especially if it's happening across the board. Now, there's something that you can do so you don't have to take your phone in, and it's called a field test. And so it's what you do is you open up your iPhone app, and then you're going to type in a whole series of numbers. And so it's like a test mode to make sure that the antenna's working, okay? Because if the antenna is not working, or if there's something wrong with the Wi-Fi, we want to just test the phone. And so you're going to type in these numbers, and it's like star 3001 pound, blah, 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 blah. And then depending upon your iOS is that it's going to show you in decibels how far you are from the cell phone tower. And then it's also going to go through some Wi-Fi, give you some Wi-Fi settings as well. And I'll tell you how to understand all that. It could be that there's what I suspect there's just something wrong with the phone. Why I hesitated is that my husband was having trouble with his phone, and then I looked at his case, and his case was actually causing some issues to have some of the buttons pressed because it wasn't the right sized case, as it turns out. Mm-hmm. And so so there's all these different variables. Worst case is that you make an appointment. And you take it down to the Apple Store and to the Genius Bar, and you have them test it. If the phone is still covered by warranty, the Genius Bar visit may not cost you anything. The warranty covers faulty parts and bad workmanship, and if it's damaged because of something that you did, you might have to pay repairs, and typically that's if you actually dropped the phone. And then iPhones that are not in warranty are obviously never fixed for free, but it's definitely something that's wrong with the phone. This isn't going to be across the board. Like, Ron, we see your picture and we are never going to let you get on our Wi-Fi. Never, ever. Not going to happen. So I think you need to take it down to the Genius Bar. That's what I think, and see if there's something that's going on with the phone. just make an appointment. You can make those appointments online, by the way. If you head over to apple.com, just enter in your Apple ID. That's always seems to be the easiest way to do it. But if they say some appointments are not available, like I noticed recently where I am right now, that I couldn't get an appointment until after, or like 4:15. They said there were no appointments after 4:15, but they closed at 7. I just went down there and I got straight into the Genius Bar. So just something to keep in mind. Ron, thank you so much for your call. This portion of the show has been brought to you by LinkedIn. LinkedIn Jobs makes it quick and easy to filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and ultimately who you'd like to hire. You create a free job post in minutes to reach your network and beyond. Post your job for free today at linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. Speaking of how to put your phone into this hidden test mode, we're going to post a tip about how you can do that over at Komando.com. That'd be Komando.com/community, and it'll be in the Q&A forum. There's a link always on the left-hand side. All right, let's talk a little bit more about Apple, the AirTags. These are really great little gadgets. The batteries last a year, easily replaceable. They can fit just about anywhere. You can buy one for $30 or get four for $100. I figured out that I'm using 7 of them right now to keep track of keys, wallets, even my beautiful golden retriever. Now, when you go looking, what is the range of an AirTag? I've had that question. Apple doesn't want to go on record for the actual distance, but in my experience, I'd say it's between 30 to 40 feet. And the AirTag uses nearby iPhones and Wi-Fi networks. And what it does, it triangulates the AirTag's exact location. And then using your iPhone's Find My app, you select the AirTag, and then you can find location, you can make it beep. It's actually pretty amazing. Now, if you're on Android, and you think that you might be tracked by an AirTag, that you have to go to the Google Play Store, and download the Apple AirTag app, and then you have to scan for AirTags. And we've got tips on how to do that over at the website at Komando.com. But stay right where you are. Brand New or Not True is coming right up. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's right. It's time now for America's national radio game show sensation, where you can play along and guess, is that brand new or is it just not true? Because tech products, they sound so crazy, outlandish, and just ridiculous. You think, how can that be true? And that's when I dreamt up this game, Brand New or Not True. And so I make up all the products, the fake ones. So 2 are fake, 1 is real. So it's up to you to decide which is the real product. We always have a special guest contestant. And if you'd like to be our guest contestant here on the show, head over to Komando.com and fill out the form on the top right-hand side that says Email Kim. Joining us this week on Brand New or Not True is Ted in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hello there, Ted.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. So what do you do in Las Vegas?
I retire and try to keep track of 15 grandkids.
Oh, 15 grandkids? Wow.
Yep.
How do you?
They
So,
love me.
do you remember each and everyone's birthday?
My wife does. She's
Excellent.
really good at that.
Yes. All right. We definitely want to do that. Well, we're so glad that you're here. And if you notice that there's no product names that are given in Brand New or Not True, because, well, some people cheat. We don't like that, Ted. And then if you do win Brand New or Not True, you are going to get, are you ready for it? A Kim Komando Show official fanny pack. Yes, right? I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so we have 3 products, and 2 are fake, 1 is real. Once again, it's for you to decide which is the real product. And we'll start with product number 1. You ready to play, Ted?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you ever wondered if your house is haunted? Maybe there's a ghost out there. I swear my last house was haunted. True story. TVs would turn on in the middle of the night. I would smell like cigarette smoke, Ted, and no one in the house smokes. I kind of know who it was. It was, well, I'm not going to say, but it was a Disney family member who owned the house before us. And I had a scooter of the house. I actually did. Some people think that sudden drops in temperature could mean an otherworldly entity is in the room. And you got to watch your pets because dogs, they know if an earthquake is coming, so it makes sense they could feel ghosts. But now, thanks to technology, you can use your smartphone to know for sure thanks to the new EMF antenna that plugs into your phone's power outlet. EM stands for electromagnetic radiation. It's a waveform energy like microwaves, visible light, and X-rays. And ghosts can feel it. And because it works with the iPhone's gyroscope and accelerometer, you know which direction the ghost is located, unless the ghost is in an elevator, because that lifts their spirits. $99.99 for the antenna. Product number 2. You ready, Ted? It's the Smart Shaver. It's the closest shave you can get at home. It's the world's first AI-driven smart shaver. You take a photo of your face, and the whiskers and the app will determine how the shaver should approach your face and how deep the razor needs to go. A USB-powered towel comes with the shaver to bring you that at-home soothing moment of your shave when the piping hot towel is wrapped around your face. It's waterproof, so you can use it in the swimming pool if you want. And now, it doesn't work on women. In case you're listening, you're like, I need that. Because sometimes when we shave our legs and we really think, raising my hand, we probably should have donated that leg hair to Locks of Love. $129 includes the shaver and the USB-powered hot towel. And finally, number 3. Ted, have you ever had so many notifications on your devices it drives you crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It is. It's like you have the bings and the bongs, the swooshes and the whooshes and the ding-dongs. And it causes us undue stress, but thankfully, a better way. You have to expand your horizons. So I want you to forget about the sounds and the buzzes. We need to be more gentle. We need to calm the heck down. We need to let life manifest itself. We need to be more zen. So let's say if you need to answer the door, your doorbell rings. Well, the plant near you will move to get your attention. Time to take your meds? The pill bottle gets a little tap. Time for you to leave for a meeting? The clock turns a new color. The kids need dinner. A soft chime bellows from the kitchen. You need to reply to an email. You feel a breeze on your neck. You get the drift. It's all designed to get your attention without ripping your focus to shreds. But it won't work in a hospital's delivery room ever. Because there, you need push notifications. Okay. No price yet, but it's supposed to be out in a couple of years. So we have the product number 1, Ted, is the ghost detector. Product number 2 is the smart shaver. And product number 3 is for us to go to get notifications in a more calm manner. So, Ted, which is the real product?
I'm going to go with the Smart Shaver number 2.
Okay. Ted is going with the Smart Shaver number 2. Let's go to the judges. Oh, Ted.
Oh.
Little Signals is a family of unassuming but charming objects that share notifications and information by engaging with our senses in more nuanced ways.
That's right. Zen.
Using sound, movement, and visual cues, we can
Zen
still
notifications, Ted. So when you're sitting there on your phone and somebody's at the door, your plant will go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And you're like, oh, I guess someone's at the door. And you have to say it like that too, by the way. Not someone's at the door.
Well, that was my second choice.
All right. Well, since it's your second choice, you win an official Chem Commando Show fanny pack. How about that? Yay!
Oh, thank you.
We'll send you out a fanny pack. So what's going on with you, and how can I help you out? You're a great contestant, by the way.
Well, thank you. You're very kind. It was September of last year, and I have a Coinbase account and have some Bitcoin in there that I've accumulated over a few years. And I had this blue banner that actually came over my login, and it said, you have been approached with hacking activity, something like that. And they had 2 phone numbers for me to call. And I went, oh, no. You know, and so
That's frightening.
I called one, and and they said you had two hacks. One was from Virginia, and the other one was from Washington State. Oh no, it was Oregon. It was Oregon, and they're going to block those IP numbers from ever coming to me again as a service there. They could do that. And I said, okay, you just don't know what to think when you're hearing this stuff. But anyway, they continued and everything. And then they said, part of our procedure is to authenticate you so we know you're the right person we're talking to. And that's customary to a degree because I've had Coinbase do that in the past. And they had the template up there, which was the blue template, which is characteristic again of their protocol.
Okay.
And so I filled that out, and they wanted a picture of me and did the picture online and all that stuff. And then they said, we're going to suspend your account and protect your Bitcoin in that's basically all the coin you have is Bitcoin. They told me and everything, and we'll be back to you in a couple weeks. This is kind of simplified. There are some things in between, but it gives you a feel what transpired.
So did you lose all your Bitcoin?
Yeah.
How much money are we talking about?
We're talking about 107,000.
Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And what does Bitcoin say now? I mean, Coinbase now.
Well, it's funny. They weren't very helpful on the whole thing because I found out you cannot talk to them. So to have those phone numbers should have been my first flag that this is not legit. But I mean, you're sitting there and you're looking and you see, well, who else would put that on there? I mean, I can't even dream of somebody putting a banner on my account that I can't even log in. And it looks so legit, and and it wasn't. And it was amazing because I got a real eye opener in this whole ordeal. I put a claim in with the FBI, in the IC3 unit they have for crypto. Excuse me. And just a month later, I got a notice from Insider Magazine that a guy was hacked of Coinbase for $11.6 million.
Wow.
In under 10 minutes after falling for a fake notification scam. And U.S. attorneys are involved. It's a big mess on that one. But, I'm sitting there, that doesn't make me feel good as far as the magnitude of the scam or anything like that. I really felt bad for that guy. But, I'm in retirement, and this is going to help supplement my retirement. I really believe in blockchain and Bitcoin and all that, and so there's nothing wrong with those. Those aren't the issue here. It's just the other thing. I really felt that Coinbase wasn't very helpful to me, and after some time into this, a week or so, I got an email from them that said, "Have you been compromised?" I had that question.
You're like, yeah, and I did. I lost. Did you lose 107,000? Not that it matters, or 170,000.
107.
107. That's still a lot of money. Wow. And so, you did the right thing by the FBI, the crime complaint. Make sure that you change all your account numbers and passwords to anything, that may have out there.
I did everything. I don't really, it's funny, I don't think you don't really have an account number with Coinbase.
No, but I'm just talking about any other accounts that you have on that computer.
Oh, sure.
Just to just because anything that was connected to it, your email, your banking, your phone, your PIN number, your password, or anything like that. Wow, that's really awful. Obviously, that we need to also talk about the security that you have on your system, Ted. Let me write this up as a tip to say, how this is how you need to secure your crypto accounts. This is the best way for you to do that, and I'll put that as a tip. I'm really sorry to hear that, Ted. And if there's anything else I think I can do with the FBI, I'll definitely let you know. Hey, stay right where you are. We have more of your phone calls and a really good tip on what you need to do once a week or on your Mac or your PC here on the Kim Komando Show. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. All right, if you're not already getting the Kim Komando Show podcast, hello, what are you waiting for? We have released a new podcast. It's called Kim Komando Today. That's right, a new podcast every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. And you can find that wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's on Google, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Gosh, the list just goes on and on. Just search for Komando with a K. And while you're there, make sure you also get the podcast for the Daily Tech Update and Digital Life Hack 60 seconds every single day. Yes, Kim Komando all day long. Okay, maybe not all day long, but wherever you get your podcasts, just search for Komando with a K. All right, on the break, Jeremy, one of our IT geniuses over at Komando.com, we were talking about Ted and his Coinbase problem. And Jeremy, you brought up a really interesting recommendation. Share, pray tell.
Yes. So it sounded like Ted did not actually end up at the Coinbase website. And so when you hit a phishing domain, it's not going to match the actual domain. And a password manager would help prevent you from putting your credentials into that site because they store your credentials based on the actual domain. So if you're on google.com, it's going to allow you to fill them in, but those credentials won't work for Google with 3 O's because the domain doesn't match. And that's a good way to stay safe.
And what else could he have done differently? I mean, obviously he clicked somewhere he shouldn't have clicked, and he started giving in credentials where he shouldn't have been giving credentials. And
that's, yeah. You don't want to give credentials out. Usually you want to contact the company. Like if you ever get like a call saying, hey, we need your password for this or that, you don't want to give it up. You want to actually contact the company through their methods because, you know, a number could be spoofed if they're calling you, or a domain can be spoofed.
Well, you know what? It just seems like, I don't know, I'm noticing a lot more crypto scams like this. Are you?
Yeah, and that's where the money's at, so that's where the criminals are going to be. And it's pretty easy to trick people a lot of times because there's just so much information in front of us.
Yeah, it is really nuts. So, well, coming up in the next hour, Allie's going to be telling us about whether or not we can make money. And don't say yes or no yet, Jeremy. Whether or not we can be making money mining Bitcoins, because we have all these people that say, hey, you know, I made all this money mining Bitcoins and you can too if you just give me $300. Or then we have people that just call the show and email and on social saying, how do I make money doing Bitcoin? So that's coming up in the next hour. Okay, your PC or your laptop, there's always 3 power modes to choose from. You know this: sleep, hibernate, and shut down. Now, here's an insider secret on why you should choose one specific option at least once a week, so this way we'll optimize performance. Now, you probably already know that's a bad idea to just kill the power to your PC or laptop. That's why you have different options, starting with sleep mode. With sleep mode, it saves a snapshot of what you were doing, so you can get back to work quickly. And hibernate just turns off more programs, and it saves power. And a shutdown, it's completely that. Your computer's completely off. And here's what you might not know. You totally want to shut down your PC, your Mac, or your laptop, and you want to do it at least once a week because this kills the programs, any apps that are running in the background, ad blockers, and these are taking valuable memory, and they start slowing things down after time. Plus, a restart gets rid of any bugs or glitches in the operating system. So what you want to do is set a reminder to reset at least once a week. And by the way, we've been getting a lot of 0-day attacks. And what that means is that if you are not automatically getting any updates to your device's operating system, whether it's your phone, your router, your tablet, whatever it may be, your PC, your desktop, make sure that you do turn on automatic updates and stay right where you are. We have another hour coming up that you don't want to miss here on the Westar Multimedia Network. One more thing, make sure that you sign up for our free tech newsletters delivered right to your inbox. Head over to komando.com/subscribe now while you're thinking about it. Once again, that's komando.com/subscribe. And thanks for listening. I appreciate you.